So I got this big box of 40 pounds of chicken for $69, which is about $1.70, $1.60, $1.70 a pound. So for us here, that's a really good deal. So for me, it's worth having to repackage this. Okay. So what I'm going to do is holy macaroni, that's a lot of chicken. So these are huge pieces that aren't cut. So what I'm going to do is cut these up into tenderloins because that's the size we use the most. And then I already have that pre-done for my dinners. Now this is going to take me, I don't know, I'm going to time myself and see how long this actually takes. And then I will let you know for sure. But it doesn't really take me that long to do. Then I'm going to put them in bags, close the bags. And then what I do is I run a rag with bleach water around each bag because I'm not going to wash my hands in between bagging each piece of chicken. Okay, that took me 15 minutes to get 40 dinners worth of chicken cut up. Now it's going to take me 5 minutes to bleach my sink and clean up my mess. Guys, please, I am begging you, stop using vinegar to clean up bacteria-infested messes. Vinegar does not disinfect. It does not disinfect. Stop listening to the internet. It's a lie. Go look at your health department website. It does not work. Bleach instead. Use bleach to clean up your bacteria messes. Okay, I'm showing you how I'm going to make 5 dinners at least out of this chicken. I might get 7 or 8, I don't know. But I'm going to put it all in my Instant Pot here. Then I'm going to add extra water so that I have broth for one of my meals. All right, and then I have my seasoned salt. I'm just going to salt it a little bit. Okay, and it's all right. I'm going to do this for about an hour and a half because it's mostly defrosted. And then I'll check it and see. So I'm pre-cooking my meat for the first dinner. So what I'm doing is I'm pre-cooking all of my meat for the entire week of dinners the first night, and then all I have to do is add the ingredients, and I don't have to cook any meat for the rest of the nights, and that'll go much quicker for my dinners. All right, so here's how you tell if your chicken is done. See how it falls apart? If it doesn't just shred like that, then go ahead and put it in for another half hour. Now I'm gonna save all this broth for my chicken and noodles, and we're gonna get this shredded up, and then we've got our meat ready for 5 days worth of dinners.
And lunches.
And lunches. Does it look delicious?
It does.
Yay. By the way, have you guys seen those videos where they take and shred the chicken with the hand mixer? Please stop doing stuff like that. All it does is just make more work for yourself. Your chicken's cooked properly. It will just shred with a fork. This literally took me like a minute and a half and it was all shredded. Then I don't have to pick chicken pieces off the mixer beater. Save your pickle juice and use it as a marinade on your chicken. Oh my goodness, it is so delicious. This right here is a sweet and spicy one that we love. This is not a sponsored post, but oh my goodness, we love these sweet and spicy pickle chips. So just pour it over your chicken and let it marinate. Yum. I'm going to show you how to wash out baggies. This is a trick that people have been using since plastic bags were invented, but I just thought I would show you how I do it to make it quick and easy, and it's not a huge production. What I do is, first of all, if bags are really nasty, like if they've had meat in them
or they're really, really gooey, I do not wash those. I just throw those away. But if they've just had breadcrumbs and maybe a little bit of frosting or something on them, I will wash those and save them for later. And here's how I do it. I take dish soap and I put a squirt of dish soap inside. I put a little water in. Then I hold the top and I just smush it around. And I just smush it and smush it and smush it. Get it all. Then just rinse it out. It's all clean. And I just hang it over my sprayer and let it dry. And that's how you wash out a baggie. To store the baggies, I keep just a Kleenex box, an old one, and I just push them in there. And you can get a lot in here. I think I counted one time and I got 40 or 50 in here. So you can keep quite a few. And then I just store that up in my cabinet, and when I need one, just pull it out and use it. So that's how you wash baggies.
How do I clean old stinky Tupperware that's sticky and smells? I have some old big pieces that I would like to keep. Thanks in advance. To clean the stink off of Tupperware. I don't personally have any real Tupperware, but I know that it's really good, and I see it at thrift stores all the time, and I was thinking about actually buying some from the thrift stores, but I'm just using my plastic ware here to demonstrate. So this principle is the same. If it's a smaller one like this, I just fill it with water, and then I pour in some baking soda. I don't know, I just dump some in, quarter cup or so. Stir it up. Set it down to wherever I'm going to let it set overnight, and then I fill the rest of the way with water. And I let it sit overnight, and that takes care of the smell. If you have the lid also that is smelly, take a great big container like this and set the whole thing in there and fill the whole thing with water and baking soda. You may need to weight down your container with, I don't know, a rock or whatever. And that will cover it all and get all of it underneath the water with the baking soda, and that will remove the smell. If you have a larger container like this, you could wad up some newspaper and put it in here, or you could get another big bowl like this and submerge the whole thing, or even in your kitchen sink overnight. Just pour a cup of baking soda in your kitchen sink, fill all your containers that you're cleaning and de-smellifying. Is that a word? That's not really a word. And let that soak overnight also. Now, you could, if you don't have baking soda, use borax, or if the baking soda doesn't work, which it's worked every time for me, use borax. That will definitely get it, and you can get it out. Now, as for the sticky is leftover grease that has just kind of accumulated on your Tupperware. And so what I would do is take a paste of baking soda and Blue Dawn and use that to scrub. And I would take your paste and spread it on, and then just let it sit on there for, I don't know, an hour or two, however long you want. And then you can just scrub it, and that should get the sticky off. So that's how you clean sticky, smelly Tupperware.
So here's another tip. I reuse my parchment paper even if it's a little bit greasy. It's not a big deal. I just made some oatmeal cookies from our Dining in a Dime Cookbook Volume 1. And I'm going to save this and reuse it again. I don't know, I get at least 3 or 4 uses out of each piece of parchment paper. I also use Seal Pats, which I love. Yes, it's looking really gnarly. I need to get some fresh. But love my Seal Pat also. This is a wash and reusable one, but I sometimes have to use the parchment for video reasons. So anyway, yeah.
those are the two things I use to make cookies and are both reusable. Okay, and here's another tip. So when I weighed this out, I put it in a bowl, but when you go to refill things like your canisters, or like I'm putting this back in here, do it over the sink. Then if it spills into the sink and you can just rinse it out and you're not having to take extra steps to wipe a counter when you don't have the energy to do anything in the first place. These little extra steps are what drains your energy.